you cannot make money just from one source. Like, if ever there was a lesson to be learned, and if ever there was a time to learn that lesson specifically, this is it. You cannot make money from just one source of income.
Are they ashy?
No, you are extra moisturized.
I was conscious of it.
Olive oil?
No, Jergens.
Little jerky jerk.
Yeah. You ready?
Definitely looking like a little Crisco on the knees.
All right. Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast. We talk about entrepreneurship. Me and Donni, we talk about entrepreneurship. First off, y'all getting these free coaching sessions every single week. Golly, these episodes is lit.
They are lit. People seem to really enjoy them. And they keep us sharp.
Yeah, absolutely.
They keep us sharp. Do you ever go and execute? Like last time we talked about team and hiring. Do you execute?
Yep. Monday, we had some SOPs, right? We had some SOPs on Monday. And, yeah, absolutely. Hold on. Yo, you got it. So the reason I wanted you to set that up, because like we be talking to you a lot. So maybe just bring it down to where you're at.
And start the timer.
Yeah, you got to start the time. Joe,
I will SOP your rollout real quick.
I didn't SOP him though. I didn't give him that. I didn't give him that SOP on that.
He needs a setup checklist.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you? You got to be told.
No, that was on my list of things.
Let me show you let me see your list. Let me see that on your list.
It's in my list of things.
All right, we got to start the coaching. Well, you might as well just start right now.
Was Joe lying a lot on the last episode too?
No, I think
that. It's just I have an issue. I have an issue. So I'm in therapy right now every week. So what we discovered last week is that I avoid a lot of things. So I suffer from. I do it not suffer, but I do a lot of avoidance. So my avoidance leads to me to not really like not telling the truth, but like just not fully telling the truth. So what's in my head is like somewhere. You know what I'm saying? No? Okay.
Cause you to lie?
It's not
lying is a condition.
I avoid the actual.
Lying is a condition.
It is. It's like I avoid the outcome. So in my head, I try to stretch things out.
Yeah.
So you try to get ahead of it by stretching the truth a little bit.
Yes.
And then in your mind, it's like, but as soon as we finish, I am going to go and make a checklist.
But I'm taking onus
because... You just didn't expect me to tell you I want to see.
I should have known that though.
You should have known.
Well, like what I was saying earlier, I do appreciate you for last week because my week has totally shifted in how I do things, how I perform, how I operate, how I actually like just go and do stuff. Typically, I procrastinate and prolong stuff. But like, from y'all's conversation last week, I just been holding myself a lot more accountable instead of making the excuses as to why I can't do something, why I didn't do something. So if I got to stay up longer, it's cool. I get up earlier, it's cool. Like I just got to keep telling myself these are things I need to do in order to like not fulfill you all's need, but also to fulfill the need inside of myself to become greater.
I like it.
That's good. And that was so crazy. I was just talking to one of my friends yesterday, and I guess her point was where you were at, where you're like, yo, people need to take ownership of the role, right? And my position was I expect people to not
take ownership of the role?
Yes. So not even an expectation, not a knock against Joe. Every week I call Joe to make sure everything's set up. Now, I think that he should just know, like he knows, yo, we're going to set up, we're going to do it the night before. And I could expect it, but instead of something happening one time where he's like, yo, I forgot to do it last night or I'm doing it. And then I got to say, yo, Joe, why didn't you take ownership? I just check.
So could it be that you are one, avoiding disappointment or two, avoiding conflict?
I want to avoid any issue that could have been prevented by a reminder.
Okay. But you are scaling your business, and as your business grows, you're going to have different team members doing different things. As a CEO, if things don't happen in your business, it's your fault. But also failing to put a system in place where you don't have to physically pick up a phone and call to talk to somebody is a system that needs to be put in place. That's also your fault.
That's good.
So you have to give your team the breathing room to do their jobs.
For sure.
And then that's also how you identify who needs to stay on the team and who doesn't. Like, it's easy to perform a job if you're constantly reminded. But how good do you want to be at your job? What are you doing for Joe, or how are you crippling Joe if you consistently remind him to do something?
Well, I don't know if it's consistently reminding, because he does a lot on his own. He does a lot. It's just, if I think about it, I could just say something, or just not say, oh, well, I'm just going to leave, the team members to their own devices.
Well, it's not leaving them to their own devices when you have systems in place. So when you have systems in place, like checklists and policies, procedures, they know what they have to do. And you're leaving them to your system's devices, not to their own devices.
Right. What was the number that we wrote down? See, first off, I'm trying to hire you.
Oh, I still have that number.
What was the number? I think I wrote too much of a number.
You didn't write enough of a number.
You ever wrote too much of a number?
And then you go back and think about it like, dang, I definitely take it back.
Gracious.
Look, so I was on your morning meetup last week, and what I've started to do now is jot down the questions that people ask me on the morning meetup, so I know what to go and train on later.
Awesome. Okay.
Yep. So I'll go live about some of these questions in great detail.
All right. Well,
but the number that you wrote down was close to...
The number that I wrote down, I didn't write that number down. That's way too much of a number. I ain't never seen no numbers that big.
I would
never write a number that big.
I would have never agreed to that number.
Golly.
This is the number you wrote.
Yeah, that was too much of a number. And I think...
And that's the number that I wrote.
Oh, for 6 months? That number? For 6 months?
Absolutely
That's
not.
what you wrote. That's in the contract. Let's sign
it. No. No. So we talked about this. First of all...
Yo, the stuff that's on that paper. Goodness
Let
gracious.
me scratch this out before somebody...
well, first off, let's just get into it. How was your week?
I asked you first.
You did ask me first. My week was awesome. What's today? What happened this weekend? Sunday was the Formula Conference, which was absolutely amazing. Shouts out to the fellas at the Formula Conference. It was just super dope. I got so much love. Hold on, we didn't talk about... Okay, let me just give it to you. So, Marcus Barney's birthday was epic.
It was epic.
It was absolutely epic.
It was perfectly executed.
Yeah, under the sea vibe for dinner. It was just amazing. High-level entrepreneurs.
Monica comes out to sing.
Speaking of
Happy
Monica.
Birthday.
Yeah, you actually have the shoes on in commemoration. Oh, that's why you wore those. In commemoration of Monica.
First of all, you guys, Joe, are we on the right camera right now? These are my shoes, okay? They are cute, and...
They give Monica vibes. With the 3 straps on top, that is Monica. Anyway, so Monica came out, and which makes sense why you're... What are you doing? Okay. Which makes sense why you wore those today. That's good. So Monica came out for the birthday, high-level entrepreneurs. It was so dope to see so much Black excellence. It reminded me of, what was the movie that Denzel Washington played, the drug dealer? He was selling the Blue Magic? American Gangster. And they got together and all the drug dealers that was popping and all that kind of, that's what it felt like.
That's what it reminded you
for entrepreneurs.
of?
Mm-hmm.
Took you back to drug dealers?
Yeah. I'm saying just people that are killing it in their space. Like, yo, this your corner, that's your hood. And it was so much Black excellence, so many rich Black people in that joint.
It was a lot of money in that building.
It was a lot of money.
And there were so many people, and the event space was so large that we didn't even see each other.
It was mad people I didn't see.
It was so many people.
The next day, I'm going through Instagram stories, and I'm like, you was there? You was there? And that's crazy I ain't see you. That was wild.
Yeah.
I knew you were there, though. And I think did I hit you up?
The next day.
Yeah, because somebody was like, oh, I just saw Donni or something like that. I was like, Donnie's here?
Sounds about right.
But no, that was absolutely amazing. Inspiration.
It was.
And people are giving me so much love. It's ridiculous and overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Not ridiculous in a bad way, but it's really amazing to see how many people are being drastically influenced by this podcast.
Yep.
Man, I gave this one, I'm not gonna say it. Okay, yeah, I will say it, because he's super cool. He came up to me and was like, yo, first of all, mad people said they didn't know none of them until they saw the podcast.
Right.
So all y'all Circle of CEOs, y'all owe me money. I want affiliate links on all of you. All right.
For the rest of your life.
Right. But this one dude came up, yo, when I talk about big brolic brother, like you could tell you work out all the time. And he was like, yo, man, I just got to tell you that, yo, your podcast changed my life. And like we really talking, and he's like kind of going through how he got there and all that kind of stuff. And he starts crying.
Mm.
And that did so much for me, because you never know. I mean, all right, people are watching and all that kind of stuff, but you don't know how much of an impact is being made.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Until you have one of these scenarios. And he was like, man, I know, man, I'm just too big to be crying like this. I was like, nah, brother. It did more for me than it did for him, honestly.
Yeah.
And that was super exciting. And so many people, like I'm talking about, people want to take pictures and all that. And I'm not. I really still see myself as the guy that's working at the Cheesecake Factory. And I'm like, all right, yeah, you like what we're doing, but people want to take pictures and autographs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was amazing to feel the love, which means I'm never, ever going to stop. Like, that's the kind of stuff that so when people come up to me and say, yo, let me take a picture, you would change my life, things of that nature, that's a big why for me. So it was just so much love. I can talk more about my week, or
You can.
Or is it your turn?
I mean, whatever.
I went to the dentist, and I hate the dentist.
The voice note that you sent me was very hard to understand yesterday.
Yeah, I was doing silly stuff. Like, because I saw they had to, like, first off, I thought I was going for a cleaning. And she's like, no, we're taking out cavities. I was like, what? I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. So they pull out the little, what's it called? The needle?
The anesthesia.
Yeah, the syringe. And I'm losing it. Because I can feel it. I'm like, and then they like stick it in my mouth, and I'm like, it's not sticking in my paws. And then they hit me with the joint, and I'm shaking and all that kind of stuff. And then it's numbing. And then they're going in to do the work, and I start feeling the pressure. I'm like, no, I need more. So she gives me like a double dose. And then we're going through it. It's all good. And then I'm like, ooh, because I feel a little pressure. And she's like, does it hurt? I said, no, it feels like it's about to hurt. And she starts crying, bro. She said, what? I was like, you know how you can feel like it's about to hurt? It don't hurt yet, but it feels like it's about to hurt. And she just thought that was so funny. But I hate the dentist. But I learned a lot of entrepreneurial principles in that, because it wasn't as bad. What are you doing? My outfit is dope. My fit is dope. Is my fit corny? I look fly, right?
Don't look fly.
She's reaching because she's wearing the Monica shoes, the Monica 2.0s. Exactly. It was like, all right, so Monica wore them in the video with the 3 straps, and then let's say a company like Kate Spade, you know what I mean, comes across and says, yo, I like that, but let's improve them. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. Yeah. What I ordered versus what I got. You know what I mean? One of those. So, so anyway, we had I learned a lot, because the initial pain of it, I was really like, even like while I was being numb, I was going to leave. I was going to tell the lady like, yo, I'm good. I'll just live with it. I'm straight. And I got to get 2 cavities on this side, on my right side. And I was like, yo, I'm definitely not doing those. But it's all over.
You got them done?
Yeah, we got it done. I still got to go to the appointment on the right side. But I'm like, yo, I just got to go through that initial pain. And the biggest pain is the anxiety. Because at the end of the day, it didn't hurt as bad as my mind made it seem. So I just drew a lot of entrepreneurial principles from that. You just go through it and everything will be better. So that was pretty much my week.
Awesome.
How was your week?
Very, very comparable or comparable. The party was amazing. I kind of had the same feeling as well. And it was just like a lot of people rushing. So, I come from the MLM space. And in MLM, when you do well in a company, you're kind of like an internal celebrity, right? So that was that. But being in a room of entrepreneurs who are doing amazing things, and they're like, yo, the podcast is this, or seeing so many of my students from inside Six Figure Accelerator was also amazing. Ow. Oh, I see you guys in here, all of you. Okay.
Hold on real quick. Did y'all know Donni before I introduced her to y'all? Can I have an affiliate link? On the what? Which podcast?
That was the first time also seeing him, though, right? It was her first time seeing.
On what podcast, though?
You're Codes, right? Donnie's and Codes?
Yes.
That's the first time I saw Donnie.
Yeah. You feel me?
I didn't even know you.
Do you have an affiliate link?
He didn't know you yet.
Do you have an affiliate link?
Do you?
I mean...
Okay.
Yeah, you negotiated that.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you did.
We said we had to talk about it.
Okay.
You said you had to talk about it. Okay, so anyway, just the love that was received. And what was so crazy is I'm not going to go there on the podcast. No, I'm not.
Please, go there.
It was great.
No, because if I think I know what you're going to say, I might say it and then I'll be wrong. They'd be like, yo, why would you say that on the podcast?
Don't say that on the podcast.
Actually, I was going to say it.
You better not say it on the podcast.
You talking about being uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to. I mean, but who knows? All right. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, it was amazing to see. And I actually journaled about, this is not my journal, but I actually journaled about the amount of love that I received that night. Like, it was insane. And then, the pictures and the autographs. Like, I autograph all of my books. People always want that. But, like, for people to just want you to autograph a random piece of paper.
Wow.
That was different. And that was that. So that was cool. Let's see what else happened last week. I just had an overall good week. Last week was pretty low key.
Right.
It was pretty low key. Made a lot of progress in business. Hit the goal number by yesterday. So we're not sliding into it by the end of the month anymore.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hit the goal number yesterday. And now we're planning a couple of trips. We've got the podcast going to two different places as of right now. Yep. And then we've got a personal trip. I think you're doing a couple.
Say it.
Right. You're doing sometime. We're going to do something. Shucks.
Yeah, okay. Just keep good. Proceed.
Anyway, so yeah, it's been an amazing week.
Yes.
I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Amazing journey of entrepreneurship. It's really, really cool. Right now, let me ask you a question. Is there a coincidence that you're making more money, and myself, we're making more money now than ever before, but at the same time, the economy is kind of being propped up on all this money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, obviously, naturally, year after year, you've been growing, but exponential growth this year. Do you ever think to yourself, this is just a run? All right, look, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I got to tell you, finally, you asked for it, and we created a Patreon, okay? We created an inner circle. We have amazing stories, amazing information, how-tos from the episodes. The only thing we're missing is a community. So it's about that time. We put together our Patreon, we put together a community because we have to have conversation around the information. So even this podcast we're listening to right now, there needs to be conversation. I want to hear what you got. Like, let's throw some stuff back and forth. And because we're like-minded, we're all going in the same direction. When we connect in a community, we can connect on other stuff outside the community because we're building real relationships. Okay, so check out the Patreon. We got 3 tiers. I don't care what tier you join. The support is The support is appreciated. Okay, thank you so much. Now back to the episode.
No, I don't. And I'm so strategic. So I've seen, because I've worked with so many companies or so many brands, I've seen the runs. Like you had a good 1 year, 2 year, 5 year run. And I'm being so strategic. Like one of my affirmations literally is that my clients see me as an essential need in their business. Like I'm not the one to think about. You don't wake up on the first of the month and think, if I have to cut something, it's going to be Donni. I'm an essential need. And what I'm being very, very intentional about doing is building a business that's just not for today. So the things that I teach in business, entrepreneurs are going to need this stuff as long as entrepreneurs are entrepreneuring. Right?
For sure.
And so I don't have that fear.
Here's the thing though. Based on more money in the economy, you have clients that are doing well that can pay you. But because you do like consulting and, coaching, if the economy takes a dip, that means less entrepreneurs are selling. I mean, more entrepreneurs are selling less stuff because the consumers don't have as much money.
Right.
That could affect the business.
But we would have thought that would have happened during COVID.
No, they keep putting more money in the economy.
Yeah, but when do they not, when something like this happens?
And they just, I just saw something in some state or something where the government is paying all back rent. Did y'all see that? Like they're paying the back rent for people who are behind.
That's awesome.
They just keep throwing money.
Yeah. I think that this is a very unique time in our lifetime so far. This is a very unique time. My hope is that it only continues to propel from here. And, the last time we saw something like this type of disaster on this level was 2008 to 2010. And they pumped money then too, right? Yeah. It's probably different now, or maybe we see it differently because we're in a different place in our lives. But it happened then too. While I was losing everything, there were real estate investors. While I was involved in real estate and losing everything, including my own personal real estate, there were other people in real estate who were gaining everything and became multimillionaires. Like they always say that during an economic disaster, that's where the most millionaires and billionaires are formed. And so I'm just staying smart, studying trends, and hoping to stay on the right side of that pattern.
I feel that. And I don't think we've had a economic disaster just yet. As of late, it's just been like all upside. But that's just one of the thoughts that I've been having is I want to make sure that I'm tapped into money from corporations, not necessarily individuals. So that's why I like that. That's why I'm pushing like content creation so hard, because people will always want to be entertained.
Yep.
And there's always a company willing to, if you have human equity or human capital, how would you say that? How would you say that? Human capital?
Depends on what you're...
Human equity. Meaning you have a following of people that is valuable to people. That's valuable to somebody, right? Because something will always be being sold. And if you have a following of people that you're entertaining, kind of like this podcast, week after week, we're building more of a following. We're adding value to people's lives. So if we have a following, there's always going to be a corporation that says, I want to pay for that attention.
Right.
So I don't necessarily want to build my business off of consumer spending. I did that for a long time as, I'm selling t-shirts. So I have to find a consumer and sell you the product, and then I get money from it. But corporations, they need that attention, and I'd rather have the attention of the audience and have something to sell to a company that needs that. So I don't know. That's just been one of my, or like an essential need, like building a necessary service that people have to have, or technology, or just hitting it or building an app like the company
Yeah.
and just cash out and use good forever.
So the important thing I think here that everybody should take away is diversification. Like, you cannot make money just from one source. Like, if ever there was a lesson to be learned, and if ever there was a time to learn that lesson specifically, this is it. You cannot make money from just one source of income. Like, I shifted and started working with high-level CEOs who were transitioning from LLCs into corporations, right? So I am too tapping into the corporation market, but still with my high-level CEOs.
You're building them to that level.
Exactly.
And you get them to that level, where are you going to go?
What we doing? Right? So, yep.
Talking spicy real early this morning.
Real early
That's
this morning
good.
out the gate, you know what I mean? Yeah, so you have to diversify your portfolio, and it can't just be your business and real estate. Because if the market crashes, real estate is typically the first thing to be affected, or one of the first things to be impacted by it. You know, you want to entertain stocks and real estate and, passive income streams and things that allow you to fall back, but also places where, again, like, I'm big on this life insurance stuff, I guess, because I've recently done this. A life insurance policy is it's like the bank. It's like a savings account. It's a secure place to store your money, but make sure, like, I think everybody's responsibility, especially after what happened with COVID, is to make sure you have at least 1 year of living expenses stored. Yeah. And somebody's watching this and they're like, well, I live check to check. How do I do it? Now is the time to do it. Like, you live check to check. Great. That means that you have a check to leverage right now in order to do that. So what can you do? Is it Turo? Is it Airbnb? Is it renting out that basement apartment that you have in your house? Is it selling some stuff that you absolutely don't need? Like, what didn't bring any value to you during COVID? What sat on the shelf the whole time? You didn't touch it. You didn't entertain it. It meant nothing to you. Let's get rid of some of those things. And then you take that money. So let's say you do a sale of some clothes. You take that $500 and you invest it into something that can produce more of a return. Or you sell something else. And then now you turn around and you've got $5,000 saved. Go buy you a cash card that you can put on Turo and start generating monthly passive income. And then take that amount and start investing into stocks. And then take that and invest into some real estate. Like, we just got to keep going. Got to. You know, what's interesting is this a new Rolex? I'm looking at yours and I'm realizing that I looked at whatever watch you were wearing last week. I don't know where my watch is.
You don't know where your watch is?
I can't think of the last time I wore it. I hope so. But it's usually like on my vanity in my bathroom where I can just see it, throw it on. I can't think of the last time I wore my watch. But I am going to be intentional about going home.
I would never just lose track of 20,000.
23,000. But I don't lose things. So I'm sure maybe, I think the last time I wore it was at Marcus's party. I was a little...
Really? You was up?
I was up. So it might be on my nightstand in my bedroom instead of my vanity. And I haven't slept on that side of the bed all week. So maybe that's what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you interrupt my good point for that?
Yeah.
All right. This is what I'm going to say. So I think it's important that they hear the conversation we just had, but it could be just starting. And I think it's important to just, it's okay to trade time for dollars. Because you're already doing it at your job. But one thing, I was talking to one of my team members yesterday, and they're making six figures, but not a lot saved.
Right.
And one of the strategies I told her was, you have a stream of income that are like multiple streams. So let's just say you have a couple of products or something like that. You sell online and in person, let's just say. Well, one strategy that I've been using to like build up that nest egg is to have certain income streams that I don't touch.
Right.
I don't spend it. I don't live off of it. So really, like, anything that's made from like Sleep is for Suckers, the t-shirt brand, whether it's online or at the kiosk, I don't touch it. I don't touch it. And because that's a stream of income and it just sits there, and I'm not necessarily recommending people just start saving money but you need to save money to be ready for certain investments.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just say, for instance, you have a product. You sell some online, and you sell some in person. Well, the ones online needs to go to a separate bank account where it just goes. That income stream, you don't touch it, you forget about it. Because the more money you make, the more money you have, and the more money you have, your habits are going to kick in and you're going to start spending based on what you have.
Yeah.
So if you don't see that stream of income, you're not living off of that type of abundance. So that was one hack that I'm saying, if you are going to make some money, you need to have something, some stream that just goes to a whole nother account that you don't even touch until it's time for some sort of investment.
Yep. And even beyond that, 6 figures is not a lot of money.
Yes.
Right?
In the morning meetup, that's been the theme. How big is 6 figures to you versus where it was? It's not a lot. Ariel,
well, it's not
same?
a lot. It's not a lot.
It's not a lot.
And I don't want to offend anybody who's working towards 6 figures. 6 figures is a milestone, right? But it's not the measure. It's not the measure of success. And let me just explain. So depending on the 6 figures that you're earning, it's not a lot. But keep in mind that 6 figures goes from $100,000 to $999,999. So if I'm making $999,000, right? Heck, if I'm making over $500,000, that's relatively a lot of money. But when people are aiming for 6 figures, this is why you got to be so careful about being intentional about the goals that you set for yourself. Because people say, this year I'm going to make 6 figures. Okay, so you make $100,000 and now what? You will sit back and realize that you still don't have enough money to make any real moves. Why? Well, usually because it's going to put you in a tax bracket income change. And the extra that you made, the surplus that you made, you're just going to pay back in taxes if you don't have a proper financial strategy. You have to prepare financially to earn more money over and over and over again. And the same thing could be said about making $1 million. This is why people end up going broke, because they don't have a financial strategy. They do tax preparation, but not tax planning, right? They do savings, but not financial planning. You have to plan for the money that you make. And so when you're going after 6 figures, it's a huge milestone. When I first made 6 figures, I was through the roof. It's a milestone, but it's not the marker, meaning it's not where you stop. So one piece of advice that I would give someone who like that is like, I make 6 figures, but I'm not able to save. Typically, when we start earning 6 figures, our lifestyle starts to change. So you dress a little differently. You're eating out a little bit more. You see this extra money coming into your account. Guys, this extra money is at 6 figures is really only extra money on the front end. On the back end, when it's time to report financially, it's not 6 figures anymore.
Murder.
And you barely have, I don't care if you went from $30,000 a year in income to $100,000 a year in income. At the end of the year, when it's time to report, you're still going to feel as though it was $30,000 in income. You're going to look at it and be like, where did the money go? Well, it went to your increased habits. It went to your increased preferences. It's going to go to taxes. So,
and even it going in on not even necessarily the increase, but the lack of tracking.
The lack of tracking.
Lack of knowing your numbers. Because it's just coming. And it's going and coming
it's
and
coming
going.
and going and coming and
so, Joe, how's your savings going? Going pretty good? Is it all in like one checking account, or do you have a dedicated account for saving?
I have a dedicated account for savings.
Is that one? How's that one doing?
I mean, when I was working,
no avoidance here.
When I was working, I had a dedicated amount come from my check and just go directly into my savings account.
Yeah.
So, but now that I'm in entrepreneurship, it's different now because, like you said, money is coming from various angles. So I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
Whereas money coming from printing shirts.
Joe is up right
money
now.
coming from, working with you, or money from
I see a new do-rag.
That's a brand new do-rag. Brand new do-rag.
Definitely. But now, to your point, Donnie, there was an article that said a lot of 6-figure earners are living paycheck to paycheck.
100%.
And it goes to lifestyle. Like, you make more money. Oh, I can start taking more trips. I can go buy a new car. I can buy a Rolex now. So it's like, if you're not smart with your finances and not knowing, like you said, not knowing your numbers. So now, like, okay, I need to start tracking my numbers of where money's coming from, If it's coming from a Cash App, or it's coming from a Stripe invoice, or it's coming from, a contract that I got with you, Dave, or something like that, or some money I made for myself, where is it coming from? Where is it going? And where does it need to go? That's what I'm trying to learn now.
You need to start getting excited about the other account growing.
Yeah.
So we feel, how's savings going? It's good because our bank account or our checking account is growing and it might be more than it is normally. But the other account is the one that you're not touching. I think that's what you need to get excited about growing. Like even the checking account, it might have, let's just say you have $4,000 in it. Let's dwindle that one to 2, put it in a savings and build that one back up and you start taking some of that out. And like you need to grow the nest egg, or I don't even look at it as a nest egg, but an investment account. You need to be prepared for certain investments. Joe, especially you're going to be in certain scenarios where I'm like, we could if there's something we could do together and I have to put up all the money, I'm going to take a bigger percentage. I'm just telling you that right now. However, remember we talked about it, right? I was like, if I got to put up the money, we're going to do this little thing we're going to do together, and I'm going to take a bigger percentage. But if you have the money to partner, let's just partner.
Yeah.
But some people aren't going to be prepared. There's going to be a lot of opportunities that start coming your way. Just being in the environment. But if you're not prepared to take advantage of the opportunity, then it's not an opportunity. It's just something that came across. It's an opportunity for somebody else.
Right.
But it's just, you can't take advantage of it. Yeah. You feel me? So that's the only reason I save. I want to be prepared to be able to put some money into something and not miss an opportunity. Yeah. It costs you so much money to not have any.
Last week, we were riding through a few neighborhoods looking at potential investment properties. And
did you call me?
No, because we were going to see a specific property and that we were really excited about based on the pictures. But then we got there and was like,
how much was it?
Just $150,000.
You didn't like it?
We didn't like it. No.
Is it still available?
Mm-hmm.
Is it nice?
Mm-mm.
Where's it at?
Marietta.
It's investment property.
It's not. So after I ran the numbers, it's not a good cash flow. It's not a good cash flow. It's not a good flip. It's not a good anything.
It's not a good anything.
It's not a good anything. So we were excited about it because I'm like, in this area, that's a steal. Mm. But when we went, we looked at it, did average rents, did average sales prices. It just wasn't a worthwhile investment.
Why don't you just make a different offer?
That's possible, but it's so far off that it's not worth it, right?
Gotcha.
But anyway, as we were riding there, as we were on the way there, we're like, okay, this is going to need at least $30,000 down. And I'm like, look, we can do that today. Let's get it. If this works out, we can. It just felt different to be able to say that because I remember being in scenarios where people are like, it just requires $30,000, $15,000. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm out, right? I'm out. Or can you put up all the money and I do all the work? And you don't want to be in that scenario either. I want to come to the table 50-50. We do the work. We put up the money. We get the reward. Because you'll find yourself when you don't have the money having to settle for arrangements that are not ideal for you because you couldn't put any skin in the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Be prepared.
Yep.
Be prepared.
And aim for more. Be very specific about that number. 6 figures, $100,000 in this year is not a lot of money. It's definitely a milestone to be proud of because still, at the end of the day, most of us are our family's first 6-figure income earners and 7-figure income earners. Mm-hmm. So don't let me or anybody else make you feel unproud about achieving 6 figures. But if your goal is generational wealth, $100,000 isn't it. If your goal is financial freedom, unfortunately, $100,000 isn't it. And it's just based on simple mathematics. Like do the math on the area that you live in.
Yeah. I made a post a couple of weeks ago where this was my scale. This is what I was looking to do. First, we need to at least have 4 figures, right? I think everybody needs to have at least 4 figures.
Saved or?
Have it. Just to have, saved.
$1,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 figures. 1,000 or to 9,000. Mm-hmm. And then the next goal is to have 5 figures. I'm not talking about making 50,000. I'm talking about having 50,000 or not making 10,000 in your business, but having 10,000. Do you have 5 figures? And then the next goal is to make 6 figures. But the next goal after that is to have 6 figures. because that's a drastic difference. Some people make six figures. I'm telling you, I made $250,000 one year, and I actually had I had four figures, but I actually brought home out of what I made like 30,000. And out of that 30,000, I was still living t-shirt sale to t-shirt sale. So the next goal was one, making six figures, but then the next goal was to have six figures. This year's goal, obviously making seven figures, which is really cool because not far. But having seven, making seven, and now my next immediate goal is to have seven figures, to have $1 million. Not making it, but having it. That would be cool. So we need to know what your next have is before we start getting into, okay, what do I want to make? What do I want to see in my account? Go for it. Jay Remy's in the building.
What's going on? You guys hear me okay? Something that hit me really hard was a couple weeks ago, Donni, when you came on Morning Meetup, and we were talking about this whole six-figure philosophy, which, by the way, for those listening and watching, please join the Morning Meetup.
Please.
It is a game changer. It's a life changer for your personal development and your entrepreneurship. It's been great. But you came on there and you basically like told us why six figures was enough. And we've been talking about it. But especially like why 100,000 was enough. And it really hit me when you had us like list out the different things that we want in life, whether that's the $1 million home or the car, and like not to be like materialistic, but different people want different things, right? Whether you want a big family, whatever. And when you start listing out those things, you got to pay for kids' college. You really realize that like $8,300 a month is not enough to cover any of that. Mm-hmm. And that's when it really hit me hard. It's like the goal can't be 100,000 anymore. It just can't, because then you said, don't sacrifice your lifestyle for the amount of income you make. And I was like, it's over. Mm-hmm. The goal has to be 7. It has to be 8. Like, if I want to live the kind of life that I want to live and I'm not willing to compromise on that, then the other thing being the money, that has to change.
Yeah.
So that was huge.
Yeah.
So what's your next have goal?
My next have is to make $1,000 in my business. Okay. And actually, good news to report, I'm $20 away. So I got 7 days to make $20.
Congratulations.
Make that 20 today.
I'm going to make that 20
today.
How much do you want to have? What's your next have goal?
Not
make it, but have
our next have is 5 figures.
5 figures. Yeah. To have $10,000. Yeah. To look at it in the bank. 10 grand in that joint.
Yeah.
What do you sell to where you have to make $20 more?
So I do coaching right now, like one-on-one coaching in my fitness and nutrition business. So I basically help people increase their confidence, health, energy, and discipline by teaching fitness, nutrition, and personal development as lifestyle concepts. And so I have some calls scheduled between now and the end of the month. And all it takes for me is to close one of them and I'll hit it. As well as going back to some low-hanging fruits that said no before, but we all know no means not at this moment. So go back and try to secure that.
I wish you could see how much you're dwarfing your potential on the goals that you're setting.
Yeah.
Your goal is to make 1,000 this month, right?
Yeah.
And how much is your product or service?
It's 500 now.
500.
Yeah.
Your goal is to get 2 clients in 30 days. The reason you're $20 off from making 1,000 is because your goal was to make 1,000.
Right.
But that's no money.
Right. I just never done it before, so I just set the threshold.
Right. No.
You also never did 10,000 before.
Yeah, you're right.
Never did 6 figures. It takes just as much energy to make the $1,000 as it does to make 10,000. It's just where you put your focus. Your goal is to get 2 people to want to get in shape the whole month. You're either not serious about building this business or you don't believe you can transform people's lives.
Oh, I definitely can.
You never even asked me.
Nor me.
Did he ask you, Joe? Look at Joe. He's down. But if you believe that you could change his life, you'd be like, yo, Joe, so what's your plan? What's going on? Yo, we had this whole conversation about health and we're detox and all that kind of stuff, and you don't make any offer to say, yo, you need to try me out. Yo, just meet me at the gym this day. You want to go to the gym? How can someone that says they want to get healthy say, no, I'm not meeting you at the gym for a free session?
Right.
How? That's how I got my trainer, paying my man a good amount every single month to train me. Because he's like, yo, come to the gym with me. I saw him in the parking lot. I was like, yo, man, I need to train. He's like, yo, come on. He ain't talking about no money. He's like, yo, I could change your life. He says, I train the trainers. Come on, pull up.
Right.
Worked it out. I was like, oh, how much is it to do this again? And I paid him. So you either don't believe that you have what it takes to change somebody's life, or you're just playing with it. You can get 2 clients today. 2. Joe, if Jeremy's like, yo, meet me at the gym, bro. We're going to hit some of these goals. You're going to say no? Nah, I'm good. Ariel, has he tried to train you? No. Unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Have I told y'all about the boot camp?
Many times.
Have I told y'all about morning meetup, Patreon? Y'all are here, and I'm like, yo, y'all on Patreon, right? Because I believe we're adding a true value. So which one is it?
I'm playing myself.
Playing yourself.
I definitely am.
So I am on your Instagram page.
Uh-oh. Actually, not uh-oh. Nah.
Shitting me.
Let me see. Let me get on the same page. Let's all, so what is his, what's your Instagram?
It's J_Remy, REMYDEE. And so you just told us about a program that's $500, but I don't see that in your links.
Yeah, I don't want to make excuses, but getting stuff set up currently.
Okay. So then you don't have a program that's $500.
Put out to the world. Yes.
All right. So that's first thing, right? And this is good. This is going to be good for you because, and it's going to be good for those of you who are watching, because oftentimes when we're in the process of building our business, we start claiming things that we're doing before we actually start doing it. So maybe you journaled about having $500 a month in your program because you said $350. Oh, well, now it's $500.
Yeah.
Has anybody paid you $500?
No, I just changed the price.
Like literally right now.
No, actually, it was like a few days ago.
Okay.
On your site, I see a $39.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got,
so
and that's the thing. I have a lot of systematized things that I need to change.
Right, you have a lot. But one of the things that I'm noticing, number one, you don't have a $500 program for sale yet. So there's no way for me to pay you $500. So that's not how you're going to make your monthly goal. What you do have available are programs that start from $39 on upwards.
Hold on, $39.95 gym workouts every day for every month?
First of all, we ain't even got there yet.
$39 a month? Explain that. Explain that.
So I actually just nixed that program because I...
Well, you haven't nixed it because I can go buy it right now.
Right now.
In my journal, I've nixed it. Put it that way.
Okay.
Because I discovered...
Do we hear him well? Okay.
Because I discovered I was trying to do too many things at once. So I wanted to focus on my one-on-one.
So did you nix everything? Because everything is...
Yeah. So the way that I have it set up right now is, and I'm doing everything manually because this is why I needed some help. I'm doing everything manually. So basically like people get on a call with me. That's like the consultation call that I do. And then from there, like there's the product like sold on the back end. So I don't have like my one-on-one.
How do I get on the phone with you based on this website?
Right. So I don't have that set up.
Okay. So let's not talk about what's coming. Let's talk about what's here. Right. And we're talking about you reaching a goal.
First off, immediately, just right now, get your phone, take this out of your bio. Just take that website out of your bio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I just want to understand it. The original plan for this $39, the workout every single day of every single month, what were you planning to do for the client?
So it's basically just like a subscription thing where I provide workouts and they do them on their own.
So you write the workouts?
Yeah.
You send it to them every day?
Yeah.
Like a new one every day?
Yeah.
And it's specific to them, or are they all getting the same workout?
They all get the same one.
Okay. So a couple of different things. Number one, on the site, and this is our job, right? You show up, you're on the spot. So
of course,
you have outdated information. Programs will be released Thursday, April 8th. We're way past.
Right.
We're months past Thursday, April 8th. Then you've got these programs, but I see no evidence of physical fitness on your site. So I don't see any transformations. I don't see any testimonials. I don't see you working out. I don't see anybody working out. I just see a very basic page that says start now
Right.
for these rates, right? So that's one thing. Then in your bio, I help others increase their confidence, health, energy, and discipline. That tells me nothing about what you do. You're a physical trainer. Yeah,
so I try not to brand myself as such because I come at it from like a lifestyle concept instead of, this isn't to like knock trainers in any regard, but I like my personal philosophy around it is that like it doesn't necessarily always have to be around like weight loss or like bodybuilding, but more so just like a lifestyle concept. And so, for example, like Dave, you started going to the gym and like was obviously for the reasons of like, this summer and things like that, whereas like that's kind of close to just like what my philosophy is like, hey, let's do these things because they affect our internal health as well as our external health and not just like how many pounds can I lose in X amount of days.
Right. So you have to actually demonstrate physical fitness as a lifestyle. I'm looking at your page. You post a video of you being physically fit maybe once every 2 weeks. And then you've got a lot of inspiration mixed up. And nobody cares about your inspiration. They care about the transformation that you're going to be able to help them get as a result. So if this is lifestyle, physical fitness, and that's my transition, great. But I need to see that physical fitness is your lifestyle first. And I help others increase their confidence, health, energy, and discipline, fitness, nutrition, personal development. Again, there's just nothing here that says, number one, I'm serious about my business. Number two, I'm organized in my business. And number three, I'm clear in what it is that I even offer. Yeah. If right now what you have available to offer is personal training sessions, then today you're a personal trainer. And as you grow and you're transitioning into lifestyle and you're transitioning into coaching, then let's add it. But don't have these things here. And then I look at your page and I'm like, what the hell?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Remember, you don't have to get people from A to Z. You just need to start with A to B.
Right.
And right now, A to B for you is exercising.
Right.
Get people exercising.
Okay.
You need to make $20. You have a $39 product. Get somebody to sign up for that and then never charge these rates again.
You need to go to the gym, Jose. Jose just came. Do you need to go to the gym? Ariel, you work out though, right, already?
The morning meetup accountability group.
How much you charging?
I'm not charging anything. As long as they're part of the morning meetup.
That's lit. That's very lit. So you need to get some testimonials out of that. What's your business other than podcasting?
I do career coaching.
Career coaching.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, love it.
First of all, come to the mic. Because Ariel
Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
No doubt.
Ariel is not too far removed from being just like Jay. I had to get on Ariel. What were you doing in the beginning? How much were you charging for your services as a career coach? Well, first of all, what's the transformation that you help people get?
Yes. So my name is Ariel, and I help corporate employees transition from employee to entrepreneur.
So she helps people who are right now on their jobs, desperate to get off of their jobs. She helps them to create a strategy to move off of their job from an employee into entrepreneurship. What is that worth to most people, right? How big of a transformation is that? Like, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I'm so busy at my job. I'm living so paycheck to paycheck. I'm so stressed out. I don't have the time to focus on becoming an entrepreneur. So most people turn around and do what? They have these entrepreneurial dreams, but because they're so into their job, invested in it, they die with an entrepreneurial dream and never make an effort. Ariel helps people strategically transition from from employment into entrepreneurship. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, 100%.
What were you charging?
$250 for 4 sessions.
Every month, she was charging these employees, these employed people, $250.
Total.
And when she told me this, I'm like, are you in my program? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Well, fear and this. Well, listen, fear gonna have you sitting under a bridge trying to get people to talk to you. What do you charge today?
$1,600.
$1,600 a month. A month. She went from $250 to $1,600 a month. And how many clients have you gotten so far? 4.
Let's go.
Hello.
$6,400. How many clients would it take at $250 to make $6,400?
So Ariel, Seriously.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's $6,400 that you're making off your clients now. And this is monthly. She charges this monthly. So if she were still charging $250, she would need 26 clients to do what she's doing with 4 clients. Shout out to my 6-figure accelerator students.
Shout out. Shout out.
But
click the affiliate link below, man. This is dope.
Listen, if you guys are trying to demand your price and your value, and she's not saying there what she doesn't know, right? All we need are the testimonials to follow. Now we need people who have successfully made that transition. You're just recently getting started. So now we need the transformation. And then the price goes up. Because again, that's a huge pain point. How many of you are at home like, I hate my job, I'm ready to quit, or I love my job, but I would rather be doing something else? How many people are struggling with figuring out how to balance a job and entrepreneurship? Most of the population. The richest place in the world is the graveyard because people die with their dreams. You are helping people live their dream.
What's that activity look like? How'd you get those 4 clients?
The most valuable thing in the 6-figure accelerator for me was the organic client attraction.
Okay.
Because what I wasn't doing was prospecting every day, and I had to get over the hurdle of thinking prospecting and just making connections. So when I'm making connections and I have my own little hashtag strategy, I figure out who I want to contact, I follow them, I figure out what their lifestyle is, and then I start to communicate with them. And then I go into their DMs and we start to have a conversation. If it's a good fit, if they've never worked with a career coach before, then we'll schedule a call, whether it's like a 15-minute call to just kind of see if I can even help them, or if it's a full 60-minute strategy session, which typically I probably provide more solutions than is like, suggested, but we do have conversations about their specific strategy on going from employee to entrepreneur. So if they want to work with me, then we'll basically do that exact strategy that we talked about. And that's every day looking at people who are living their lives, hitting their milestones, and then like reaching out to them, following them, and genuinely commenting on things that are going on in their lives. But hopefully I'm not giving too much of the sauce because, like I said, that was for me. It was the daily activity is the daily activity and clarity on what I should be doing every day is what now helps me predict my income.
So real quick, just because Jeremy did it for David, would you recommend 6-figure accelerator?
I absolutely would recommend the 6-figure accelerator course. It's 100% life changer.
Yeah.
Good. And Jeremy is brand new. Brand new.
You coming?
Good.
See you at the top.
Welcome. See you at the top. I like
that.
The
top.
6-figure
You're
accelerator.
literally, one client away from being on pace for your 6 figures.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Let's go. It's really just the conversations that you're around and just being in the environment. Some people just not in the environment to even like understand that. It's so crazy. And just seeing those numbers was just wow. Like, you felt like, and I remember, and I'm still that way, kind of. You feel like you have to do so much for people to make money. When we were doing the sleepless nights, I felt like we had to do a call. We did it like a call, like 4 evenings out of the week. We were doing so much. I had to do a call for this, call for that, and all that kind of stuff, and try to cater to people's schedules and giving them a shirt. Remember, we would ship out a shirt every month. And we just felt like we had to do so much. The more we did, the less clients we retained. Believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
The more we do, the less we retain.
Keep it so big. And so we talk about that in 6-figure accelerator. Plug for the audience. What is your most viable offer, your MVO? And we hit that, I think that's in module 1, right? Very, very first week. We hit that because a lot of people think that in order to charge high ticket, you got to do all these high ticket things. Let me send you a box. Let me have a subscription box. Let me call you once a week. Let me have these onboarding calls. When no, what you have to ask yourself is, what is the transformation or what is the result that I help my clients get? Okay, so that's what it is. So for you, it's physical fitness. Great. So if the result is that you help people get 6-packs and big booties or whatever, right? Then I want you to write down minimally what you have to do. Bare bones, what do you have to do in order to make that happen? So that may mean that person needs a diet plan change or a meal plan change. That person may need to increase their working out from 2 days a week to 4 days a week. So bam, they need a 4-day weekly regimen workout plan and they need a meal prep plan. Is that enough for me to get my abs and my booty right? Yes, no? Yeah, okay. So that is enough. That's all you have to do to get the transformation. And then once you understand minimally viable offer, meaning what is the least that I have to do to give the most value to my client for what they're expecting. Once you understand the minimum viable, now add a thing or two and leave it alone. Mm-hmm. Add a thing or two that makes you unique in your marketplace and then leave it alone. What I have learned is when, just like what you said, when you do all these things for people, they never stop wanting these things from you. Mm-hmm. So you got to keep up with that.
You got to keep adding more because you see people leaving, you got to add more. You got to add more. You got to do another call. You got to add.
And then you're operating your business out of fear. Yeah. And then you'll turn around. I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but it's happened to me. Then you'll turn around and those same people that you were working so hard to please went and paid somebody else who only offered 100%. Their minimal viable offer.
Shouts out to Marquell because I wasn't charging. I'm just not a high ticket guy. And he was like, I mean, that's cool. It's just your people are coming to me and they're paying me $10,000. And I saw some people in the program, I'm like, they had $10,000? I
do the same thing.
That person?
They did it?
Oh, okay. I see what's going on.
Run it.
I see what's going on here. Mm-hmm. So, you good? It's just these conversations over and over again. You guys are making the most amazing decision that you can make, which is showing up and being in the environment.
Yep.
That was the reason I joined.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, yeah.
Chef Beasley's in the building.
You said,
my brother Jose's in the building. What's happening? What's up, man? Chef Beasley's in the building. Listen, first off, Chef Beasley, you're taking over Atlanta. My wife says, golly, Chef Beasley's everywhere. Every event, you're there. Everything. It's just, you working, brother. You working. Give everybody your information, man. Kind of just, especially because he came bearing gifts. It's only right.
I'm just looking at my text messages. I didn't get a heads up for a gift.
Because we are different. We got a different relationship than y'all.
First of all, I hired him first.
No, you didn't. Did she hire you first?
Absolutely did.
So what?
And I probably am the reason you hired him.
No, it was Jeremy. Jeremy started all this.
Jeremy started it all. But then as he began to get more exposure through other people, it became more appealing. All I'm saying is...
Go ahead.
Oh, but at the same time, Donnie's definitely been helping with the business, telling me
is audio good, Joe?
Pricing and everything. But I've been feeding everybody.
Yeah.
Like I say, this all started
with Jeremy.
The streets. You told me I was for the streets.
But
yeah, man, just working, man. Definitely got my wife on board now. Yeah. We went to the conference this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
She quit her job at the conference. We were talking with Mighty and Connie, and she heard the young lady about the mobile homes. And I was like, what you doing? She was texting kind of fast. She was like, I just quit my job. I was just like,
amazing.
Hey. So we did a little workshop yesterday. Connie had a workshop. We both was in it yesterday. So been pretty dope. You know what I mean? We grinding. I appreciate it. So.
Tell everybody how to find you.
Definitely, guys. Follow me. Instagram, I am Chef Beasley. Again, I am Chef Beasley. Website coming soon. Good food coming soon. So I appreciate it. I brought y'all some gifts. I brought 3 plates.
Okay.
That's
what I mean.
What's in those plates?
Just a little vegan dish. My new vegan egg roll dish with some cucumber sesame pasta.
You just experimenting.
Just experiment, man. Gotta eat better. I'm trying to get in shape too. You know what I mean?
You lost some weight?
Yeah, I got to tone up.
How much did you lose?
I'm down like 40.
I know that. I noticed. I was like, dang, my man.
Yeah. So
are you working with a trainer?
Nah, just eating right. Trying new stuff. You know what I mean? Just my wife, she's trying to get in shape as well. So I'm like, might as well try it on both of us.
Oh, both of you guys are trying to get in shape.
She lost more than me though. She's down like 65 pounds.
Golly.
Yeah.
Really? There's 2 people in the room that need to get in shape. Or Chef Beasley he's
definitely on the journey already.
He's probably wanting to get in shape.
He's probably wanting to take it to another level. He wants to tone, right?
Yep.
You want to get tone, and you want to make this a lifestyle change?
Yes, definitely.
You want to make it a lifestyle change?
I don't even know nobody that can help you.
I don't know a single person who can help you do that.
We'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out at some point. One of these days.
Definitely.
That person's in the room.
the person there? Oh, okay.
Is it now?
Because I'm just
Okay.
throwing the bet.
Right. Yo, we're throwing it off the glass, bro. You said
You missing the alley. You missing the alley. Man.
Jesus Christ.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely
Ariel,
lifestyle
get with
change.
your boy.
So,
Yeah, man.
Definitely get with me. I got you guys. And I appreciate everything.
Beasley, appreciate you,
Thank
brother.
you. Thank you.
It all in.
This is a very empowering episode. Jose's here.
You wanted to say
I figure
something real quick.
It's necessary for Jose to say something since he's here. Hoe out his brain real quick. You know what I mean? What you got? Come on.
You wanted to say one thing real
What you got to say?
Hold
No,
on.
I was just gonna say before I joined the morning meetup, my entire thing when I started this business idea was I needed to be around people who are also entrepreneurs because I had no idea what I was doing. That's why I joined the morning meetup. And then the morning meetup actually led me to Six Figure EDU. And I talked to Ariel about it. I talked to Jovan about it. I talked to Donni about it. I talked to Dave about it. And then finally made the jump. So I just enrolled in Six Figure EDU, which I'm very excited. So morning meetup testimonial is currently here. Look for me in about 8 weeks when I finish Six Figure EDU. 8 to 12 weeks, and I'll have my testimonial for Six Figure EDU as well.
Run it up.
There it is. There it is.
Run it up.
Jose, man, give us a word, man. Give us a word. He's in the building. Jose, he's actually a black dude with a Spanish name. But
you gotta take my intro though. You know what I'm saying? You're like, what's going on, beautiful people? I'm Jose, black dude with a Spanish name. I like long walks on the beach. I'm an Aries. You know what I'm saying? And I do courses in personal branding.
That's
But no, real talk though. I love what y'all doing right here. What I want to see though for a lot of people is that thing, that still small voice, right? Whether it's the Holy Spirit, the universe, whatever that thing is that been telling you need to do it. Whether it's your podcast, whether it's your book, whether it's the jumping into the six-figure EDU, whether it's joining the morning meetup, whatever that thing is you've been hearing over and over again, let this be that sign to say, yo, you need to activate right now. You need to execute right now. Main reason is shout out to Dr. Eric Thomas. What we did is actually salute or solidify our death day, right? So we always talking about as far as our birthday and how old we are now, what we're planning on doing, but we do not plan for the inevitable, which is our death day. So roughly I got about 17,000 days left, right? 17,282 days left. But the thing about it, as I get to even the 16,000s in those days, I'm not going to be the same Jose that I am right now, right? So you got to be able to execute where you at in that space because, again, you ain't going to be as wise or as strong or as healthy. So I need y'all to do that thing today. Again, this is the last sign that you're going to need to be able to hear that thing you need to do. Let's get it done. Again, I digress. I'm Jose. Let's get it.
That is @featuring _ Jose is in the building. So I guess we got to wrap it up. You got more stuff to say?
I mean, we can always talk about more, but
yeah, that's a fact. Oh, listen, guys. We got a content creation bootcamp coming up. It's always coming up. Just go to creatorsbootcamp.com. It's the most amazing experience if you want to be a true content creator, you want to make money, you just want to be in the room. It's going to be dope. You got anything coming up?
Content creation bootcamp.
That's a fact. You gonna kill it? Are you actually gonna be there, Donni?
First of all, don't play me like I'm not always there.
Okay.
The last content creation bootcamp, I know that you guys were disappointed.
Oh, the first one too. The first, she knew she was on the schedule, and then out of your control, flat tire. I get it.
So
and she says, "Oh, they're on the way to fix it."
But he responded like, "Yeah, whatever." So I didn't come.
I responded like, "Yeah, whatever." What do you mean?
So I told him I went outside and it wasn't a flat tire. I had a boot on my tire.
Okay.
I had a boot on my tire, and in my own parking building, I had a boot on my tire. Went outside, like you know me, with 10 minutes to spare, and I'm like, fudge, right? I was the first person that was supposed to speak. So this is at, say, 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, they didn't come until, say, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I hit him and was like, should I still come?
The boot camp is over at 9 p.m.
But I hit him and was like, should I still come? David did not respond to me for hours.
I'm in and running a boot camp.
I understand, but I was in my feelings.
Well, say it. Thank you, Joe.
But Donni, you have my number. You could have texted me. You knew I was there.
First of all,
accountability.
I did not know.
You should have known. Wherever he is, I am.
Don't tell me what I should have known.
Yo, if that had, if me and my wife wouldn't even be together if it was based on me hitting her back when I got stuff going on.
Oh, you gotta hit me back. You gotta hit me back.
But you know you're on the
this,
schedule.
First of all, okay, the last one that I was not at, I was not on the schedule.
Yes, you were. You're always on the schedule, Donnie, and I gave you the date.
How am I to assume that I am always on the schedule?
I gave Donnie the date, and she's like, no, you didn't remind me.
No, you never gave me the date.
Oh, Donnie,
go through the text.
You gotta stop.
Go through the text
You
messages.
follow me on Instagram?
But you didn't tell me.
I definitely told you the date.
So
I 100% told you the date.
So going forward, Donnie needs she needs you to
He was promoting this everywhere, like in his platforms. When I saw it on Instagram, it was the week of. And I said, oh, there's another boot camp. He's like, yeah, you didn't know? I'm like, yeah, I already had a trip planned. I'm
First
like,
off,
I'm not going to make it.
I definitely told you. And you said, yo, you didn't tell me no details or something like that.
He didn't book me.
Exactly.
And I said there was no flyer. Usually there's a flyer.
Exactly what.
And there's a conversation. There was neither. So how am I supposed to assume that
it's exactly what happened with this LA trip. I said, yo,
what?
We're going. It's locked in. She says, all right, for clarity, is it not something? She's like, it's not locked in. I said, yes, we can go to the I said, yes, it's locked in. We have the venue.
He told me.
She comes today and says, oh, so it's not locked in. Is it still a go? I said, you get your flight? She said, is it still a go? No, we just talked about it.
Okay, we're going to Houston, we're going to LA, and we're going somewhere else, right? In the course of the next 45 days. LA was the first one that we talked about, and the way David postured it was, I'm taking my family to LA. We might as well do a podcast while we're out there. And I said, bet, let's run it. He was searching for people with the venue. I was searching for people with the venue. I never found anybody with a suitable venue. He never told me that he had someone with a suitable venue. So I've been asking over the last couple of weeks. And he's like, let me have it figured out by Friday. Let me have it figured out by Friday. This is 2 Fridays. You did.
Can you see it? Can you see it in the camera?
Yes, you can. This is 2 Fridays in a row. He's told me, let me have it figured out by Friday. Last Friday being the most recent. So today, being whatever day of the week this is, I'm asking. I haven't heard any updates. I'm not just booked. Listen, I don't know what kind of 7 figures you're making, but it don't work like mine.
But you can always call me, Donni.
I am not
text me
booking a flight to LA a week in advance without confirmation. Y'all doing that?
Okay. June 16th. June 16th. There's a text message that Donnie sends me, says, are we confirmed in LA on the 30th? Buying my ticket today, if so. Also, need to start promoting. Also, wherever we travel in August, yeah. So anyway, I say, yeah, let me get on that Friday. But yes, we're going to do something for sure. And then I guess you might have sent...
But I'm not going for leisure, right? We're going to do something for sure while I'm traveling with my family?
No,
or are we doing some business?
No. Are we confirmed for LA on the 30th? Mm-hmm. I clearly say yes.
Then he follows it up with, let me get on that by Friday. I've heard nothing since.
But there was mad stuff I could have been talking about get on by Friday.
Shans, but you just
said...
So
I was actually probably replying to this part right here. Also, where are we? Da-da-da-da-da.
No,
yeah, let me get on that by Friday.
Those messages are not the same.
Okay, well... Oh, no. Okay, so are we confirmed for LA? Yes, we're confirmed. Anyway, all right, anyway.
And then let me get on that. Yeah,
Anywho.
It says, yeah, let me get on that Friday, but yes, we're going to do something for sure. Bet. That's it.
What's up with you, Donnie?
We never got back on Friday. So I'm asking again, Jose, is that fair? I'm asking, hey, I didn't hear from you by Friday.
So is you is or is you ain't
Is you is or is you ain't?
What's up?
Are you pulling up to LA with us?
Are you coming to LA or?
You literally just confirmed right before we started filming.
And if you didn't have the clarity, what did you think I was saying? You could have replied back with some sort of, hold on, so does that mean we are doing a podcast?
But I didn't have to reply. I asked you in person.
Are you coming?
Yes. Jesus. And I'm going to be in Houston and I'm going to be in the other trip. And listen, we on tour around this thing. All I'm saying is, guys, you will hear me.
Behind the scenes.
You will hear me use this word, and it's relevant in every area of your life. Clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal clear. I am a person who requires clarity. I'm a business person who requires clarity.
And I don't know if it's that person is official, but I sent a voice note saying, yo, we're good to go. I think we locked in this person.
Why do we keep thinking? Like, thinking isn't clarity for me.
I can't say that yes, because it's kind of like
you
high
can
profile.
Say yes. And that was just
but
last night.
I know we're doing.
First of all, Shans, that was just last night. Like, don't be playing with me.
End the episode,
don't be playing
please?
with me.
This
was just last night.
This episode is sponsored by
sixfigureedu.com. This episode is sponsored by sixfigureedu.com, the dopest community where I help to develop and train coaches, consultants, and course creators from scratch. You don't have to have your idea figured out. You can have a little bit of it figured out. Doesn't matter. I am going to help you develop your own six-figure coaching, consulting, or course business. This episode is also brought to you by Post to Paid, which is the dopest platform in existence. Nobody else is doing this. And if you see somebody doing it, it's because they saw us on the podcast talking about it. Post to Paid removes and relieves the entrepreneur of the stress that is related to posting on their social media. You don't know how to engage. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to sell on social media. Your social media just flat out sucks and you're a business person, specifically a service-based entrepreneur. You need to join Post to Paid by texting the words Post to Paid. I will text you 3 times a day what to post on social media. Text Post to Paid to 404-737-2767.
Anything else? You have anything else to say?
I don't have anything else to say in this moment.
Okay. All right. Well, this episode is sponsored by the Content Creation Bootcamp. It is a 3-day experience. 3-day experience where we do a networking event and then 2 days of intense training on how to create content. Listen, you can make 6 and 7 figures by being a content creator. If you have a product or service, you need to learn how to create content. If you are a brand, you need to learn how to create content. If you just want to make some money in something, you need to create some content. What we're doing right now is creating content. And I take this content and we chop it up and put more content on Instagram in the form of clips. And then we take content and we run ads with the content and we make posts on social media, which is also content that drives people into the stuff that we got going on. You need to learn how to create content, okay? And I guarantee you are going to leave with a understanding of how you can run this bag up. So go to creatorsbootcamp.com, reserve your seat. I don't know if by the time you're listening it's sold out, but just try, okay? Go to creatorsbootcamp.com. Also, sponsored by the Morning Meetup, what do you want from me? Let me see your Oh, no, you're good. All right, so also sponsored by The Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com, themorningmeetup.com, the only organization that gathers every single day for entrepreneurs. And there's so many perks because there's a lot of people here right now. Because you're in the Morning Meetup, you can have access to the live recordings, which is really, really dope. Look at that camera. Okay, which is really, really dope. Okay, so go to themorningmeetup.com. You can start with your $1 trial. Just try, if you want to try it out, just go there, see if it's cool. If you don't like it, you can leave. If you like it, it's $79 a month. We read a book every single day of every single month, and we discuss it every single day, Monday through Friday. All right, and you can text me at 404-737-4935. That is 404-737-4935. You can text me. And I text back. I'll be texting. Yeah. So also, is this sponsored by anything else? Patreon. Patreon's dope. Shouts out to our Patreon family members. Y'all get all kind of access, behind the scenes stuff. We'll probably do some behind the scenes stuff since we got featuring Jose here. That's really cool. Yeah, so go to patreon.com/David Never Sleeps. And that concludes our episode, okay?
It does.
I thought you had nothing else to say.
Well, I was just going to ask Javon.
I asked you if you had anything else to talk about.
I don't
like
said
no.
How he gave you direction to look in your camera, but you didn't give me any direction to look in mine at all.
Because you were already doing it.
Oh, because I'm a professional?
Yes.
Got you. Understood. All right. Step your stuff up, Shans. We are officially out.
Do me a favor, y'all. Go get you some social proof, okay? Go build something and come back to your community and teach them in your community how you built it, okay? It's the only way our community grows. We are out of here. See you next episode. What if I told you for $1, I will introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs every single morning this week? From all across the country, you'll be able to talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs, and I'll coach you. I'll coach you for $1 this whole week, and I'll introduce you to some of my successful friends for $1 this week. Would you Would you take part in that? Well, go to themorningmeetup.com because that's exactly what we're doing here, okay? The only organization that gathers entrepreneurs every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurship, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we gather, we're growing, we're learning. We got a book club. Have you ever seen hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book every single chapter, every single day? We're growing together, okay? You need the environment to grow in. Themorningmeetup.com, $1. I'm gonna give you all of this for $1. If you wanna stay, great. It's $79 a month after that. If not, no obligation. You can leave whenever you want. All right? themorningmeetup.com. I'll see you in the morning.